Peace, family, Vie Darling, the cosmic queen, and your intergalactic interpreter. Excuse the lighting. I'm in my kitchen. It is what it is, which is nighttime. We're just finding out what you need to hear from the divine right now, and we're using the 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙𝗙 You're afraid because you've been heartbroken in the past, and you are afraid to trust the divine, the universe, your higher power, because you're afraid that that's what's going to happen again. But you need to understand that you've come to a completion of that cycle, and you're about to learn how to be sovereign in this way without any obstacles, without any blockages before you. So it's really important that you don't over-identify with those past experiences. And really what I would say from my experience is just to trust that miracles are possible. Always trust that. Like, I feel like being practical is super important and it is super helpful, but when we are so practical that we're pessimistic, that's very much Capricorn energy. When we are so practical that we're pessimistic, that's when issues tend to arise. And we cut ourselves off from experiencing miracles like that. We need to remain open to the miracle at all times. That's what Spirit wants to say. 7 of Cups in the reverse position and Knight of Cups. Yeah. You just have to be very self-assured. Like, I know that there's been a lot of contention emotionally. You've probably been going through a dark night of the soul, and this has all been for your growth. Ultimately, I would really recommend you to this has been a dark night of the soul that has been to grow you and to help you become more emotionally mature, so that you are able to handle the blessings that are about to come into your life. Because before, you would have squandered it with all of your maladaptive coping mechanisms. With the 8 of Swords in the reverse position, and then we get the 9 of Swords in the direct position. 8 of Swords in the indirect position. 8 of Swords in the indirect position. Yeah, you're afraid that nothing is ever going to change, that you're going to just constantly be having to like live this highly karmic life. We get the Hermit, highly karmic life. We get the King of Wands in the reverse position, and then we get, well, I want to note there's the 5 of Cups and the 10 of Swords, but then we got the Death card, and I'm just going to keep shuffling because those are weird. You needed to go on this inner journey so that you could learn how to not perpetuate these karmic cycles, because I've been saying for years that the karmic contracts are over, but for years the opposition has been doing things to make us think that we are still in those karmic contracts as that energy dies out, because it has to die out in the ethers and metabolize and densen into the 3D, because the ethers have no density, you know what I mean? And then the 3D has density, so it spirals and it slows down and it gets denser and it takes on mass, and then it manifests in the 3D reality. Well, it's manifesting in the 3D reality now, here and now. The 9 of Swords in the direct position. March along. You don't need to know what the future holds. Just like, know that you are blessed, know that you are highly favored, know that you are protected. You know, anything that tries to come up against you, it's doing that because it's afraid of you. It's doing that because it thinks that, like, by trying to make you feel afraid, that it's going to be able to have a power over you. But ultimately, do what you know that you have to do. Just keep on doing what you know that you have to do. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Because you have to just trust in your power. And if you can't trust in your higher power, trust in your power. If you can't trust in your power, trust in logic. Okay, 1 + 1 = 2. If this, then that. Okay, that's math. If you can't trust in any of these abstract things, if you have disappointed yourself so many times that you can't trust in yourself, if this, then that, look back on all of that information, you know, because the chances are that you've been failing upwards, that it hasn't all been for naught. Trust that this energy is dissipating and it's disintegrating. You are free, and you just have to keep believing that. They're doing all that they can to make you feel like you're not free, but you are free, so fuck that. King of Pentacles, exactly. Knight of Wands, just go forth, ride forth. Don't be reckless. Don't be spending money that you don't have because you hear a prophecy that you're gonna get all this money. Don't be reckless, but live in your sovereignty, live in in your power, and in that way realize the reality that you want to be in. If that means, like, I want to have friends, I want to live a wealthy life, let's say, and all of your friends are broke, it's time for you to find some friends who have money, and you got to figure out how to do that, and then you got to start doing the things that get you the friends that have money, get you into the spaces that people who have money are in. And besides that, because that's lifestyle, besides that, you need to look at financial wellness videos and financial literacy literature and videos and all that kind of stuff, so that you can learn how to manage your money, so that you can learn how to become wealthy, because you're not going to become wealthy unless you become wealthy. So things have to change in order for you to do that. And you've been learning these lessons so that when that comes in, you can maintain it, because you've already become this person who is capable of receiving and holding on to this blessing. Okay, don't look back. Do not sit here and you're not going to go back. You're not going to go back. This isn't a trick. This isn't a test. Like, this isn't happening to you just to teach you a lesson. Like, this is yours. Trust that. Hey. Love y'all truly and deeply. I'll see you soon.